What's up, everyone? For many of you OGs out there, you may remember that I've been trying to beat Isabel in chess for quite a while, and today I know the title's gonna say like I beat Isabel, or I came one move away from beating Isabel in chess, but that's kind of what it felt like. I felt for most of the ending of the game, I kind of felt like I just need to make one more move. I didn't actually get that close, but that's just how I felt. So we started this game out with the standard English, and Isabel decided to play the two knight defense. And after I believe, yeah, she matched me here on the C file. It's normally not the best move, but that's what she did. So weaknesses for the English. This provides a knight outpost since both of my pawns, can't kick it, obviously. So that's one of the weaknesses. There are many ways to attack the English. Normally, when I play the English, I'm attacked immediately. So it's not very offensive, which you kind of want to do on an opening. It's more defense. For me, I just started the game off with like Isabel started this game out by bringing her queen out to a5. This is one of the ways to attack. So her attack would be a little different because, of course, she brought out the pawn or the c pawn. So what this attack does is it pins this knight to the king. So my knight can't go and attack, which is one of the main ways you can attack. You attack with the English. Bringing the queen out also means that I can't, pin the knight here, which I normally do. I can't pin the knight to his queen with my bishop. That's another thing. It's extremely difficult to kick the queen. A pawn to b4 just easily takes. He can also take with the knight, or even with his queen, or with her queen. It's not very easy to kick it. I defended against this with just the bishop. I didn't want really. I could have done the bishop or the queen, but I said do the bishop. So Isabel decides to finally take more control of the center. She moves the pawn to e5, which is normally the first move made. This is just different today. So now, this time I wanted to. I think what I could have done was move the knight to d5. I don't really remember if oh yeah, I did. So there are a few things that this does. So one, it kind of starts opening up this fork right here. So also it puts pressure on the queen. So the queen has to move. It moves to. So there's a few places it could move to stop this castle. It could either move to b6 or b6. That would stop it, but of course the knight would take it. So the only way is for the queen to retreat all the way back, if it wants to stop the the castle or the fork, of course. So obviously she wants to do that. Moving back to starting position also protects the knight. Without the queen there, I could have easily traded the knight. Since it's check, he's obviously going to use his pawn. That opens up attacks on the right side. It also puts two pawns in the f file. So that was the best move she could have made. But now I could pin her knight using my bishop. So the knight's pinned. Okay, so here Isabel applies pressure, bringing the knight. I didn't really see any real threats. These are its best moves, and there's nothing really that the knight can do. It would be beneficial in later attacks, but right now, not really. So I decided to try to kick the knight immediately, though, and if the knight didn't want to trade, I would just take this free pawn. She put pressure on the bishop, so I either could retreat and try to draw another pawn storm, or like try to draw the pawn storm, or I could trade the knight. So I decided to trade the knight. So this would lead to a pawn coming out to take it. Of course, the queen can't take the bishop, so now he's stacked. She's stacked 2 pawns on the f file, and really made it not a good idea to castle kingside. So I decided to trade the knights, and now I put 2 pawns in the d file. So now Isabel's got these doesn't really have a good pawn structure, and now it's starting to go into my favor. We are still tied material, but I am slowly winning. I'm slowly winning material wise. So I'm winning positionally. So now I've decided to develop my queen. I was going for the f6 pawn, only defended by the queen right now. So I could either take it with the queen or the knight, and I would always, in any trade that would happen, I would come out a pawn. Of course, Isabel saw that and decided to defend with the bishop. I decided my best priority would be the castle. Unfortunately, Isabel was able to bring the queen out and check the king, and he was unable to castle. This would be huge later in the game. I think if I was able to castle at this point, I would win. One of my greatest weaknesses is that I always see castling like not a priority, and that usually is why I lose in chess games. Is I don't castle right away. She just decided to get more protection for her c5 pawn on this move, and then I decided to go for the trade, which ended with me being up 1 material. Isabel made a big mistake bringing out the bishop, or so I thought. I was able to take the pawn, or take her castle, and then take the other one. That's 2 rooks right there. I'm up 2 rooks. At this point, you're like, I was thinking I'm gonna win this. I could make a video titled "I finally beat Isabel in chess." I was so happy. Unfortunately, Isabel started pressuring. I actually got Isabel down here. If I was able to bring this castle, I would have been able to do something like this. And she'll have to bring the bishop back, and then I don't know. And then I would eventually get checkmate. So I was very close. Unfortunately, Isabel, she was pressuring this castle. I didn't think that was that big of a deal, because of course I do have the castle protecting each other. But to get around this, she said check. I blocked, and then here. What I was thinking at the time was I always go to h3, but unfortunately, it was blocked by the bishop, which I wasn't seeing. At this point, I was just like hoping she would just stop checking, and so I could make my move. Fortunately, I never got to. Right here, I am one move. She turned this around so quickly. I am 1 move away from checkmate. I can't move anywhere, and my castle is stuck. So that was not going to be of any help. So right now, most people would go for this pawn right here because it's a free pawn. But I knew that I needed to keep the pressure on Isabel until I could figure out some way to keep the game alive. So I decided to check. Then I checked again, and I decided to move this pawn up because this is the square that the checkmate is happening on. If I could have a queen set up there, she wouldn't be able to mate. So she decided to check instead, and I ended up losing. She decided to check instead. Right now, I was thinking, I'm gonna lose another cast. Actually, wait, no, that would have been a really bad move for Isabel because of the queen. But she had the checkmate. So this was a 30 move game. It was a short game, but I had a significant lead. But she just turned it around so quickly, and I'm really disappointed I couldn't win it this time. But being this close, I feel like I'm showing improvement, and I should be able to beat her soon.